Hey guys, and welcome to podcast number 41 on A Cast of Salt.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello.
With us today, way to my left, we have Mr. Ruz.
Hi.
Right after that, we have Adam.
Hello.
And directly to my right,
Hello.
I forgot my directions. Directly to my left, we have Ryan.
Directly to my right, we have the wonderful mic stand.
It is a wonderful mic stand.
Please tell me you didn't drive here today, Ben.
It's a better guess than any of you fuckers.
And
So
when
when
Ben hosting today.
So when they say you're meant to drive on the left, you do know what side that is, right?
I just drive. I don't care. There's no, no.
He doesn't even have a license.
Who rides a bike?
I have a motorbike. I sold it now, but I rode it. Anyway.
That just ruined the joke. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
For those of you watching on YouTube, please check out the remainder of our content. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of our content. Jump onto Discord.
What?
Continue. I'll have my bit after.
No, that's it. That's it. It's like
Okay,
YouTube, SoundCloud, Discord. I think we're good. I think we're good.
No, you just said like the remainder of our content, like it's going away anytime soon.
One at a time. We're
deleting everything.
Culling one at a time.
Every day,
Get
so you
onto
better
that.
get that shit ready.
It's a hostage situation. We will remove one video.
100,000 subs, or the video gets it.
I will delete my entire channel. Everyone's like, delete it then.
That's what happened
Okay.
with PewDiePie, wasn't it? He's like, I'm going to delete my channel at, was it 50 million subs?
Yeah, and then he got it, and then he goes, psych, deleting channel 2.
Yeah,
and
he
you're like,
deleted his second channel.
fuck, cool.
Great.
Fuck you.
Anyway, let's not talk about yesterday's news. Let's talk about today's news.
All right, let us get into the swing of things. We will start with you, Ruz.
Why me?
Because-
Oh God! Oh, you put me on the spot.
Right on the spot.
Okay, so what's
been
happening? Stuff. Hearthstone has a new expansion. That's what I've been playing lately.
That's your jam.
That's my
What do
jam.
you mean lately? It's like you always play Hearthstone.
Yeah, I know, but now it's exciting again. Except it's not.
We need a little visual banner for like all of our visual like YouTube watchers of this podcast.
Yeah.
And whenever the words TF2 or Hearthstone get mentioned, a little banner just drops down. And a little confetti spray. We're just like, we're here again.
Podcast bingo instead. And TF2 and Hearthstone are like the free space in the middle.
Center square. Fucking center square. We should actually make a podcast bingo sheet. That would be fucking
That would
amazing.
be pretty sweet.
So anyway, the new expansion came out. I opened all my packs. I got a ton of legendaries, none of which are any good. Everyone was waiting for because what makes this one special is that it's the start of a new standard season, and that means that the sets from the previous. 3 of the sets from the previous year have rotated out of standard.
All that broken bullshit's gone now.
Yes.
Most of it.
Well, no, specifically the Mean Streets of Gadgetzan expansion.
Like Barnes and shit.
No, that's from Karazhan, but
I don't know.
yeah, there's a bunch of busted cards that got rotated out
Yeah, okay.
that people were happy to see go. Mm-hmm. And so you know what that means.
Replaced with more busted bullshit.
Yes, and yes, mostly aggro-based cards.
Except Carl unlocked all that busted bullshit, so now he's happy.
No.
Shut up,
No, so
It's busted, but it's my kind of busted.
Yeah, so anyway, it seems all right, although I've been getting incredibly unlucky lately. I deleted one of my decks this morning in a fit of rage after it basically randomed into losing me the game twice in a row.
You're like, nope.
Rough. So with the new expansion, does everybody get a new packs, like maybe 5 packs?
You get 3 packs and a free legendary.
Okay, sweet, cool. Otherwise, you buy like a million packs and then get all the legendaries.
I pre-ordered and got 70 packs.
Otherwise, well, you get 3 packs and you bought 70. Fuck me. How much money have you
That's
spent?
if he pre-orders it, right?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much is pre-order?
Just like $50 or something like
And
that.
how much is a pack?
Like $2.50.
So yeah, that's pretty good value.
That's
If you
not too
pre-order for $50,
It's actually better than...
that's 25
It's better
packs,
than
right?
how much you'd spend on Magic.
Or was that 50? Or was that 50 US?
Although you get a physical fucking card out of it, anyway.
Anyway, whatever.
Digital currency.
Anyway, whatever. Yeah, so I've been playing that. Not really much else.
MTG tomorrow.
Yeah, MTG tomorrow. New set there. I'm probably going to do terribly because I haven't played that in ages.
Do you get confused between all the different card games that you play? It's like,
Sometimes.
imagine if you were just like, I call them the heart of the cards.
Hey, man, no matter what card game you play,
You can
that
rely
reference
on the
is
heart of the
that
cards.
reference is. I've been sitting down at a Magic tournament and winning off bullshit draw after bullshit draw, and the dude next to me is like, "Fucking heart of the cards over here." Like, it doesn't matter what you play, that reference is always good.
always
It's
heart of the
always
cards.
good. I saw a fucking awesome meme that was just like it was talking about like different eyes, and it was just like, it was like different memes of like the beating heart meme,
Yeah.
exploding brain meme, and it's
Yeah.
just like being able to see your cards, Yugi boy.
Oh, that's
I'll
fantastic.
fucking get the meme up. It's
Alright.
fantastic.
Before you
Don't
do that,
Don't do it now.
Before
Just
you
put
do
it,
that,
put it on the video or something.
before you do that, what's been happening in the world of Adam?
Not much. I haven't really been doing too much, although I had a couple of interesting experiences on Twitter recently. So I had
Why are you on Twitter?
He's always been on
'cause
Twitter.
It's just enjoyable to
I mean,
watch
you should.
people.
I mean, okay. Don't get me wrong.
Follow
You
me on
should,
Twitter,
you should
everyone.
still follow us on Twitter, but fuck Twitter.
Yeah, I went to bed like one night. I was like playing video games, and I was just like, man, just that
Adam,
point where you like almost falling asleep.
You playing video games?
I know it's a different tale. Different tale today, Carl.
I don't believe you.
So I was very tired, and I was like, oh, I gotta go to bed. I'm gotta wake up early tomorrow morning for work. And then was just scrolling through Twitter as I was walking to my bedroom, and was just like, and somebody fucking retweeted Kanye West, and it was just this amazing thing,
course.
and I was just like, huh. I don't know why Kanye West has like 12 million followers, and I'll see what it's about. Followed Kanye West, went to bed, didn't see anything else. Woke up the next morning, my feed was flooded with about 9 hours of Kanye content.
Just
Of him
ranting.
being like, no, but it's like lifestyle advice on how to be like an artist and like never give up on your dreams and keep. I was like, this is the perfect motivation. This is like, I am so happy that I am now involved with this. And I was like,
Kanye was speaking directly.
it was like
to
9
him.
hours of motivational talking. I'd open my phone and he'd have a fucking new one. And I'd be like, I'm feeling ready to go. I'm ready to take on the world today. Kanye's got my back. It was amazing. It's happened the
Kanye
last
does not know that you exist.
The last 2 days, I don't give a shit, man. I'm listening to that man's word like he's a fucking god. Like, I got an amazing one, and then I sent it to my brother, and it was one of the most amazing things just to pull out. It's just a little bit to make yourself happy throughout the day. I got one. Where was it? Fuck, where is it?
Oh, here we go. Here we fucking go.
All right, while he's looking for that, Ryan, anything worth updating us on? We'll come back to you in a sec, Adam.
So I paid a deposit for a house.
Hey.
For the house, I suppose, now. And so that is now saying sold on the website. So that's very nice.
Nice.
But yeah, so I get, like, I think it's a month, and then I get the keys. So it's pretty crazy.
So what are we now? April
May.
something.
Yeah, May the
So
something,
you'll
right?
get it mid-May.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Hey,
pretty cool.
cut to Ryan sitting at home tonight, and he's like, "I bought a house," and you just start sweating.
30 years of debt.
In gaming news, I have been playing Pokemon Red, but
The
twist.
the classics.
the classics on my phone with a twist.
What a twist.
What a twist. There, as some may be aware, you can ROM hack or otherwise apply patches to games. And there's a guy that created a Gen 2, like as in Pokemon Generation 2 graphics patch for Generation 1.
Why don't you
so
just
it
play Gen
replaces-
2? Why don't you just play Gen 2?
Well,
Because you don't get the same Pokemon, man.
You actually
Well-
do.
because I feel like playing Gen 1, right? Like the story's different, the areas are different, the battles are different.
But Ryan, you
I wanna be
always
Ash,
feel like
okay?
you
I wanna
always
be
feel like
Ash.
playing Gen 1.
The other thing
Yeah.
that it does, like, so Gen 1 has a few things like it doesn't have an XP P bar, so it's kind of annoying. But
now it
graphics
does.
Page
Yep.
adds that.
Yep.
It adds the catch icon to say, "Hey, you've caught this Pokemon," which is really goddamn helpful.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and it's just fun. And like I said, I don't have to like stare at like a block of messy, disgusting pixels, right? Which is usually Beedrill or Pidgeotto or whatever. It's just doesn't look like anything. I get a nice little sprite, so it's pretty cool.
Cool.
A+.
So, Benjamin, have you
Back
been
to
going
you.
to the gym lately?
I have
This week.
been going.
Well, I really don't care. I'm just trying to segue into my Kanye West tweet. Basically, it says, okay, so get this. Truth is my goal. Controversy is my gym. I'll do 100 reps of controversy for a 6-pack of truth. Fucking sage. That man is a sage.
What the fuck?
Poet of our time.
And that's what happens when you follow Kanye West for 7 hours. That's what you get. It's 7 hours.
You know what it reminds
And
me of?
then you unfollowed him because you just couldn't take it anymore.
No, fuck off.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those DJ Khaled inspirational quotes.
Yeah, but he is like he's being fucking 100% serious.
Legitimate.
And so was
It's
DJ
amazing. Yeah, true. Having said that, you see that dude in interviews
The
now.
truth-
He fucking leans into it so hard. He
Yeah.
knows he's a meme, and he's just
Yeah.
like,
The
fuck
truth
it.
unveiled. Kanye is DJ Khaled. You heard it here first.
They're actually really good
So
friends.
Ben, what about you, man? What have you been up
Hang
to?
out all the time.
So for me, not a lot in the gaming space, except for I picked up Lords of the Fallen again. This is a fairly oldish game, like a couple of years old now. I was playing it maybe 2 years ago. Got to a point, just kind of got sick of just getting my ass handed to me by just the regular monsters in the game. So for a little bit of context, Lords of the Fallen, from what I've heard, because I haven't played Dark Souls, it's
Esque.
similar to it's a Dark Soulsy kind of a game, and so it's hard as balls. Picked that back up. I was just like, let's see how I go.
Did you?
Totally crushing it now. So better gamer. I've concluded I am 100%
So when was the
a
last
better
time you said
gamer.
you played this game?
Like 2 years ago.
When did you start recording to us at A+ regularly?
2 years ago. This is a thing.
This is worth noting and remembering that being as a part of this channel makes you a better gamer. It's already confirmed.
Just it's
Confirmed.
100%.
Just subscribing.
Yeah, just
Join
being
better
part
gamer.
of being part of the community.
Yeah,
will
join our
100%
Discord.
Make you
You'll be a better gamer
a better
all the
gamer,
time.
without a doubt.
If you follow us on Twitter, your dick will grow bigger. Even if you're a lady, it will, like, you will get a little boner, like no matter what.
Using this one weird old tip.
Pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know about it.
So outside of that, though, showing just how geeky we are, we do some D&Ding, and
Oh, yes.
that shit is getting exciting.
Yes.
So that's been a bit of a highlight. We've had a couple of interesting.
I've got like some of the episodes recorded. I keep trying to get time to cut it up, and it just don't have the time, basically. But I will try.
But yes. So that's kind of been my space. So if we're happy, we can jump straight into
Yes.
our number one topic. So to start us off today, there has been some recent news. As most people know, Far Cry 5, it's a thing. It just came out.
Looks pretty good too.
So it's good, right? I've heard it's good.
I
seen,
feel like Far Cry tends to be good.
I've seen some gameplay, and I've seen the reviews, and most people are like, yeah, pretty good.
I think,
Pretty
yeah.
fucking good.
I mean, like,
I mean, it's an Ubi game. So if you like Ubi games, you'll probably like
if
it.
you like open world and all that sort of stuff.
All the OG, all the hype around it originally about people getting like upset because they were like, oh, like, you know, it's set in America, and I bet they're just doing it to fucking like capitalize on the alt-right shit because like it's
'cause it's
basically
about
like
the-
it's about rural America and like crazy Christian extremism. And
Yeah.
people are like, oh, you know, because it's like they're fucking cucks. They're all cucks at Ubisoft. And basically, like, the game's come out and everyone's like,
That's pretty good.
it's fine. Like,
Don't
whatever.
have a problem with it. I
It's
was
not
actually
it's not
surprised.
controversial at all. They're like crazy.
Well, that's
I
kind
was
of
actually surprised there wasn't any controversy around the advertising banner where it's like the Last Supper
where it looks like the Last Supper.
kind of thing. I
Yeah.
was just like, huh.
I liked
would have
it.
I liked it as well, but I
love
was
it.
like, I would have expected a little bit of like pushback or just
No.
I think it's kind of a thing, right? With the Far Cry games. I mean, each one is set in a different area. Like, I mean, I only really played Far Cry 2, but that one was set in Africa, and like it's a similar sort of thing, right? It just takes one concept that people think about, right, and dials everything up to extreme.
And paints it as a bit of a caricature, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing? I'm not sure that's a good. I'm not sure that's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing. It's like dark humor. It just takes a serious, potentially bad situation and kind of just makes light of it.
But,
I personally enjoy
but
that.
they also were preparing this game for fucking years. It's not like they were like, shit, Donald Trump got elected, push out, we got to make this new fucking American-based Far Cry game.
Yeah.
Shit's been in the works for ages. So,
Yeah,
like, people, you're like, well, you know.
And that just happened to
with
be a
it.
happy accident that made it seem topical.
Yeah. Well, it did.
Fair
everyone-
though. Trump's been in presidency for 2 years now.
Year
No.
and a half. Year
Close
and a half.
to.
Year and a half.
A year and a half,
The
okay.
thing is, 2 years since, like, election, but... you know,
See, the
6
US
months
election
between.
goes for like a year and a half.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's also 6 months before they get inaugurated afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Takes a while. Anyway.
Anyway, so let's get to the actual meat of the topic.
yeah.
Right?
Got a
We've talked
little distracted about Far Cry.
and gone off on a bit of a tangent there, but the actual topic
We got to
is
put it in the
about
thumbnail, though.
yeah. The actual topic is DRM because
Oh, that old chestnut.
that old chestnut. So digital rights management is
Can I admit something a little embarrassing?
What?
When you guys were like, Far Cry 3 DRM, Far Cry DRM, I was just like, what is DRM? Oh, okay.
Which-
going.
which is why I was going to say digital rights management. It's a way of copy protection, right? But copyright protection stuff. So
Sorry, continue, Ryan.
the long and short of it is that game companies, game developers can either build their own copy protection or they can effectively get off the shelf components that they plug into their games.
Yes.
All right?
Which is always so secure.
Which is always so secure. But that's basically what happened with Far Cry 5.
Was
They
I love this because it's sort of like, well, I mean, like, we'll just buy some DRM. Maybe it'll be more secure if we buy like 3 different types.
That's
And
exactly
just-
what happened,
and
right?
layer
Just
it
whack
up.
them all in there.
Like, well, we're going to
Like
go.
onions.
They're going to do a layered approach, right? They're going to put 3 levels of DRM in, and it got cracked within 2 weeks of the game coming out,
Yeah.
right?
How many levels of DRM are we on right now?
Well, that's the thing, right? Is
We need to go deeper.
now
DRMception.
DRM is controversial, especially one of the DRM systems that they use is called Denuvo. I think we mentioned
Yeah,
it before.
yeah. It's one of our thumbnails. Basically, they had huge leaks, didn't they?
It has problems. I think at one point it had memory.
That was
leaks, but-
that was one of the Assassin's Creed games. Another Ubisoft game, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Um,
So the
They
Denuvo
never
DRM
learn.
itself, the main problem with it is that it is a huge performance hit. And so you get such, like headline topics as pirated game runs better than legit copy. That sort of stuff. And that's kind of the position we're in. It's like, hey, well, we've got one terrible performance DRM. Let's add 2 more performance hits to the game.
You know
and now if Ubisoft are in talks with a 4th DRM provider for their next game.
You know what's real funny about this? That argument literally hasn't changed in about 20 years. Because I remember back in my day,
Old man Carl here.
yeah.
1860s kids.
No, back in my one of the
Back
One
in the
of the- one-
1730s.
one of the big arguments over using cracked versions of
Jimmy boy.
Shut up and let me finish my story.
Let him finish his story.
One of the big arguments as to why using the cracked version was sometimes superior was that you didn't need to have the CD in the disk drive.
Yep.
Whilst playing the game, that was one of the types of copy protection that they
And
used.
you don't need always online functionality for a single player game.
And then Carl got scurvy. We love you, Carl.
And then the East Indies Trading Company branded him a pirate.
as I was on a ship sailing to the New World. Yar har fiddle-dee-dee. How
but,
appropriate.
Yeah, so the technology has moved on. The argument hasn't really changed. But yes, the problem is that
But see, but then Steam happened,
Which is DRM.
which is
Steam is DRM.
Well,
which is DRM. But like in my mind, it was like the first time that it didn't seem to make make a noticeable difference to the quality of your experience.
And it also gave you features. It gave you like the store, and it gave you friends. It gave you a whole bunch of reasons to
you
have Steam.
achievements.
Not just
Having
not
said
just
that,
because you need something.
having said that, the original versions of Steam were railed against heavily by the gaming community.
Yeah.
They're like, why do I have to install another application
In order
just to play my game?
Play my games, yeah.
Right?
And then everyone was like, okay.
Like, holy crap, this is the best thing ever.
Well, for a
no,
couple
it
of
didn't
years.
happen straight away.
Yeah, no,
it only
it
happened
took time,
after.
obviously.
after it grew a storefront and a friends list and an achievement tracker and all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
Like
the
originally
2007
it was just
2013.
it was just like a launcher for Valve games on
which
your
is
system.
DRM, yeah, which is exactly what it was.
So yeah,
It's like Origin.
So
I love Origin.
So we sort of
You love that shit.
we sort of grew to like it
Yeah.
because it actually offered features to us.
Yeah.
that we wanted.
We sort of dump on Steam a lot these days because there is a lot of things it could be doing better. It's sort of starting to show its age a bit, but for a while it was the platform of choice for a PC gamer.
I'm like, and a slight tangent, and this is a whole topic unto itself, but I really think Valve needs to pull the stick out a bit, right? They've got this whole no hierarchical structure thing going on.
We're a
and
flat organization. Everyone has puppies.
people can work
What?
on whatever they want, right?
Horrible.
But the thing is you end up in this situation where you have the new shiny cutting edge technology like the Vive and that sort of stuff being worked on, and that's fine. But the system maintenance, the rest
Boring
of it,
shit no one wants to do.
well, yeah, it's pretty much. It's like, the stuff that nobody wants to do sort of gets left in the wake. And so they say, oh, yeah, like I remember 2016, they were like, oh, there's going to be a new Steam desktop UI refresh. It's going to be more of like a flat design sort of thing, to sort of mimic the Windows 8 to 10 push. And that was 2 years ago. So where the
So
fuck is it?
did it arrive? Did it
I
arrive?
want
Well, that's the
flat
thing. They
screen
say,
design.
oh, yeah, we're working on this. But then next week they're like, oh, those guys are playing with the Vive. Let's go play with them. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
And
right?
then the thing is, and also it's just like Gabe Newell just basically should just be getting out a whip and being like, you motherfuckers need to start cleaning up the goddamn store
see,
and getting
even-
shovelware off the fucking front page.
Yeah, but
now.
see, yeah, I agree. But at the same time, I kind of think Gabe's heading into that grandfather territory. He's done his hard work.
Oh,
He's done that. He's now ready, basically, to kick back and just let the money roll in.
I thought you would say kick back and die.
How could you?
No, I mean, like,
you don't know. Maybe he is ready to kick back and die.
Look.
Put my feet up and expire.
Well, now I guess we know. Now I know. We guess what Adam wants most from life.
The gaming community has stopped asking things from me. Time to die.
So you.
anyway, to bring this back on topic, Ubisoft, right?
Yeah.
I think unfortunately it's an arms race, right? Like you if you're using off-the-shelf components, chances are someone else has made the game with that component and someone else has already cracked that component. So the slight tweaks between that game and your game probably aren't enough to stop them from, in this
Being
case,
able to crack
cracking
it.
them.
I
within
don't
2
look.
weeks.
I don't know. Look, I don't know. I think it's.
I've seen like.
Why don't we just all buy Xboxes and just never have to worry about the DRM ever again?
There's some.
Because Xbox
One
is,
thing I should... Excuse me for 1 second.
that was a wonderful conversation. I'm pooped.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
What were we talking about?
DRM. So what I was gonna say though is I've seen a couple of games do their own thing, not necessarily DRM, but piracy deterrence. Of, for example, Batman, where it was just like if you have a pirated copy or you are playing a pirated copy, you can't do shit.
You can't fly.
You
the
try to
worst Batman
glide
ever.
and you just fall out of the sky.
Yeah,
Like,
Game Dev Tycoon. If you pirate Game Dev Tycoon, ironically enough, all the games you make in Game Dev
pirated.
Tycoon
Get pirated and you lose money. And
Yeah,
they're like, see? Fuck you.
That is
Don't steal our fucking shit.
that is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think there is a reason it needs to exist, but where I think the question gets murky is when adding it to a game causes it to be
It
an
detracts from the game.
inferior
Yeah,
experience
it distracts
to
from the game. So,
to-
so
to
it sounds
a copy.
to me like Ubisoft have just gone, we've built this thing, we want to release it. We don't have something in place. Let's spend the next 2 weeks, get off these off-the-shelf things, throw them in.
we don't really know how long it actually takes to roll out
just
one of these
throwing
systems.
out numbers, but
Yeah.
I doubt very much it's just plop a DLL into a file.
Well,
into a folder.
you never know.
But then
You never know.
delete the DLL.
Anyway, the point is, it sounds to me like the any sort of off-the-shelf DRM,
DRM.
thank you,
Yeah, we've been talking about for nearly 20 minutes now.
Okay,
Like,
It's okay.
Here's Let me put this to you though. So, Good Old Games is a thing, and it does sell new games now, and none of its products have DRM. So, is that a losing proposition?
No, that's my point as well. That's the point that I was coming to. Of it's either why do you necessarily need it?
Yeah.
To the point of even if it does get a little bit, you have a little bit of piracy. Everything has a little bit of piracy. Shouldn't you like? I would expect a big game like Far Cry to still make enough profit for Ubisoft to really not notice that much of an impact.
I think
to the point of their DRMs being more of an impact than what the piracy would be.
Well, that's exactly right.
When, like, fuck this damn, I'm buying it.
When your
gonna buy it on
main
PS4.
when your main way of stopping pirates is to punish people who actually bought and paid for the game, that doesn't make sense.
It's a very good point, actually, because it's not like DRM has like a 100% clean history in terms of being benign software. Like, it's not like
Well, we talked about Denuvo.
Like, well, what we're talking about today is like software that like hogs your computer's resources and makes it
and requires internet connection.
and requires
all that
internet
sort of
connection.
stuff.
What all
always on
Yeah,
and
but
shit,
no,
you're
but
like,
I mean, there's been worse stuff than that. So it wasn't a game, but there was at one point some DRM placed on a music CD released by Sony, which actually installed a rootkit on your computer. That was their protection. It was
Just like,
yeah.
we'll just bust your shit up.
Well, it would basically gave them remote access to your computer so that they could.
Make sure that you're not ripping the game. Ripping the music for whatever.
Yeah, I know, right? So
And then you look at stuff like
That shit would
like
not
the
fly these
Lenovo.
days, by
no,
the
well,
way.
it didn't.
it
It didn't fly then either. Once people figured out it was going on, that was.
I mean, you don't even have to go that far back. Look at Lenovo laptops and their bloatware that installed a certificate, a new certificate authority that could sign certificates.
I was literally talking to people about why I had friends that were like, they would always be like, fuck Lenovo ThinkPads, IBM ThinkPads is where it's at. People, and everyone else just being like, I don't understand this conversation at all. Like, DRM! Fuck!
So this was back in 2005. So actually quite a long time ago.
The CD.
I think
the CD one,
LimeWire was still out in 2005.
I was probably using LimeWire.
Speaking of ways to get rootkits installed on your PC, should we move on to our next topic?
We shall indeed. So the next thing that we did want to talk about, and let me double check just so I don't accidentally talk about the wrong topic. Following on from our previous podcast, one of our favorite, most current topics,
Hashtag trending.
Battle Royales.
I just wanted to make one follow up on this. Sorry, just before we move on, just so that it itself wasn't a rootkit, but it used similar techniques to hide itself, and in its operation created security vulnerabilities on the computers where it ran.
Enough, yeah.
A music CD.
Fucking CD of
Fuck,
music.
I don't want to risk my PC for 50 cents.
I love how Spotify's a thing now and just makes that shit just null and void. He's like, cool.
Well, I mean, like Spotify's like, we don't want to go too far into this topic, but it's sort of like, I don't regret having subscribed to it for ages, but
You regret having subscribed to it for ages?
No, because I reckon I've got my money's worth out of it, but I also haven't really bought any albums in that time. I've bought very few albums in that time, less than I would have if I'd had that subscription. So in the future, if I ever do leave it behind, I'll have less of a collection to fall back on.
Other music.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
So you're basically stuck with Spotify now.
Or you've got to go to Apple
Maybe that's
Music
their
or
game
something.
plan all along.
Yeah.
Anyway, make it cheap and easy for you to come in.
Yeah,
you
radio.
can never leave.
But on the bright side, I've listened to a bunch of albums that I probably would have
Never
otherwise
would
not
come
listened
across.
to.
I found so much more music through it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, Battle Royale.
Royale.
Battle Royale.
It seems to be
That's not how you
the
pronounce
shit right now.
Well, it's the publisher's shit right now. They're like, they see Battle Royale, their eyes do the little dollar sign thing, the cha-ching.
So it's.
Well, I mean, it's a
they are
trend.
seeing
It is a trend.
fantastic success in what's it called?
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Getting the
Battlegrounds
monies,
and
Fortnite now.
Fortnite and a few other spin-offs that are starting to happen, and then it's just like why don't we also do
If
that?
2017,
Because they're chasing, like, okay, sorry, I'm gonna start ranting straight off the bat here. It's a trend that's gonna fizzle out in a couple of years, just like hero shooters and MOBAs and World War II games
and open world,
and MMOs and open world games did before them.
They will always exist though, because Call of Duty still a thing. Battlefield, which was the biggest of the titans of the World War period shooter, is still here.
Speaking of those two, funny you should bring them up, because both of
They're
those
making
games
Battle
have
Royale.
announced a Battle Royale mode.
Me.
In fact, Call of
Fuck
Duty.
me, that's
in fact,
ridiculous.
Activision. I want to say Treyarch. Who does Black Ops?
Activision Blizzard.
No.
No.
Who does
Every
Black
second
Ops?
year.
Is it Sledgehammer?
No, that's Treyarch.
Treyarch.
Or at least it was.
I
don't know who it is
Treyarch
now.
is still on it, and the other one is Sledgehammer.
Well, anyway,
I think it's a Treyarch one.
The point is, they've announced there probably won't be a single player campaign for the next Call of Duty. Instead, they're going to implement Battle Royale.
That's okay. I never played the single
So
player
you're only
campaign.
going to get two forms of multiplayer.
Yeah. You're going to get regular
me.
Call of Duty 12v12 or whatever it is multiplayer.
I don't care. Like, it's just
I mean,
unbelievable.
it's like, why do I believe that's going to be any good when they can't even get the multiplayer on PC right these days?
Exactly. Anyway, the point that I wanted to
Holy
make
shit.
about this,
What?
Oh no, sorry. Continue. I'll have a point after this.
the point that I wanted to make was that, okay, you know how games that have multiplayer components are basically competing for the same players to play their game constantly?
Yes.
What do you think happens when all these games require 100 people or 50 people to join into a server?
We already know what happens when you have too many games competing for the same group of people. They die.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I feel like
and they die, and we have a very good example.
strongest
We have
does always
two
survive,
two very good examples of that over the past year: Lawbreakers and Battleborn.
Oh, Lawbreakers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lawbreakers.
yeah.
I don't
they
actually
I
remember
feel
Lord Breakers.
I feel so bad for that fucking game.
What was Lord
That
Breakers?
was a Cliffy B game.
Lawbreakers, as in breaking the law.
breaking the law.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Lawbreakers.
what I said,
Yeah,
Lawbreakers.
what is it? It's a similar Overwatch style.
It was it was an Overwatch style hero shooter. Which was it was meant to be like whereas Overwatch is very much sort of in the vein of like TF2 and that sort of thing. It is kind of
like the kind of cartoony. Not this is the more realistic.
let it slide, Ryan. Let it slide.
This is more in the
This was
vein
more-
of like Quake.
No, I was going to say this is more of a success to Unreal Tournament.
Unreal Tournament. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
same
Even
engine,
though
same
there
engine.
is a new Unreal Tournament game coming sometime.
But the thing is,
Eventually.
So it was a Cliffy B game as well. So Cliffy B's like a fucking titan of
Yeah,
game
and then Battleborn,
gaming.
same sort of thing. I know my brother got it and he played it. He enjoyed it, but
that-
it
yeah.
was just the fact that
yeah,
everybody was
yes.
doing the
Well,
same
the
thing.
100
Exactly.
The 100
In no way do I want to suggest.
Probably enjoyed it as well.
In no way do I want to suggest that Lawbreakers or Battleborn were bad games. I didn't play them, but I don't think they were bad. I don't believe they were bad games. I certainly didn't hear anybody saying they're terrible games. You know?
Justin
The problem
Roy-
was that they just didn't have the audience.
Justin Roiland had a voicing part in Lawbreakers. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
If you play the bomb mode and you pick up the bomb, it's like basically Morty. He's just like, oh jeez, where's the bomb going? Oh, you gotta put me down. And when he gets close to exploding, he's like, oh man, I don't know, I'm getting nervous. That's amazing. But
that's
then again,
fantastic.
nobody knows that because nobody played it.
And that's the thing. So you have these Battle Royale games, and like I said, it's great when you have one or two or maybe even 3 or 4 big names.
It's interesting that we brought up Lawbreakers because they've gone straight on. That company's gone straight onto the Battle Royale train now as well.
But see, that's
You're
the
always
thing.
going to be playing catch up.
Everyone, that's the thing. Everyone that enters the
Always
market
the
now
bridesmaid.
is the only thing that's happening is that they may steal users from other Battle Royale games.
Yeah.
Because the people that play Battle Royale games might actually play their.
But quite often though, they siphon off and die, and then those players go back to the big ones.
to
But
the
that's the
bigger
thing.
ones.
But my point is, you have all these game companies that are building Battle Royale into their games, and not enough players.
Oh
to
yeah,
fill
for
the
sure.
shop.
I do not think that you'll be going in and expecting shitloads of matches, even in a Call of Duty Battle Royale.
I think this is going to.
I reckon that one will be. I reckon that one will be all right, just because you won't necessarily get Battle Royale players into
get
that.
Call
You'll
of
get
Duty
COD players.
Yeah.
Yes.
and that fan base is big enough as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Sorry, you go.
No. Finish what you're saying.
I was just going to say, I think this is going to eerily mirror the MMO craze, where you have a bunch of MMOs starting up which require a lot of people's time and effort, and people only pick one.
So how many of those are still running? Fuck all.
What was the
Star
DC
Wars one was great.
What was the DC one?
DC one was also fucking awesome.
was
I played
fun.
the shit.
I
They're
played
the two that I played. Is the DC
I
one?
played
and
it,
Star
I can't
Wars.
remember which one I played. I
course
played
I
one,
did.
and I played it for a couple of days, and after a while, I was just like, why? it was
Really?
grindy.
I
Welcome
really
to
liked
MMOs.
It was.
I really
and,
liked it.
and the thing is,
It is
I
very
was
MMO.
quite late into the game for it, so there was not a lot of people in it, and it was just weird. My point here is two things. One, that's always going to be the case in terms of battle royales, MMOs, or whatever the case is. Everyone will see one or two things being successful and then jump on the bandwagon.
Yep.
They'll either be too late to the bandwagon, they'll either be better and so take over the bandwagon, but at the end of the day, there's going to be one or two, maybe three
Now, if
that succeed.
I don't think it's the actual jumping on the bandwagon that's the problem. Like, I'm just saying, like, I mean, that happens in every game. Like, you're right. It happens in every game. But because Battle Royale relies on having that player
a
number,
large number of
yes.
we're
players.
going to see the
Yeah.
effects a lot
It's going to
quicker.
be a lot more impactful.
I
A
actually
lot more
think you've made a
impactful.
really good comparison there to MMOs because similar concepts about needing the critical mass of players need to make the systems that actually make the game what it is actually
Worthwhile
function.
and
Yeah,
function.
exactly.
Yeah.
So what happened to a lot of the MMOs that came out during the MMO craze that did survive? Okay, that did survive is they had to become freemium games
Yes.
in order to do so.
Yep.
So are we expecting a similar thing to happen to the Battle Royale
Absolutely, because
game?
they're going to be trying pushing loot boxes.
Fortnite Battle Royale is free.
Fortnite did
That's
that.
a good point. Yeah.
Obviously the COD one isn't going to be, and a few other.
Battlefield probably won't be.
Yeah,
No, none of those will be. They'll be AAAs.
Where I'm going from here is the AAAs, the games that are already established games that are bringing in a battle royale format. They're going to stay the same. They're just
What?
They're going to stay the same in the sense that this is a component of a bigger game.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a new game that is starting from scratch going, Battle Royale's the shit, we're going to make a Battle Royale game, that's where it's probably going to have to be a freemium. That's where their chances of falling flat and not really succeeding is going to be much, much
And
higher.
I think, like, personally, there is a lot more people, like, I mean, you say you never play single player Call of Duty, but I know a lot of people that do. And I think they're going to lose players if they're cancelling single player.
No,
campaign.
I think you're correct because I don't know what it's been like lately, but the original Call of Duties, I mean, from the little I have played, did seem to have a pretty solid
Actually,
plot.
I do kind of like. I think the people that play online are probably greater than the people that buy Call of Duty for single player. Having said that, I definitely, if I ever buy Call of Duty games, I pretty much just play single player.
Single player,
I
yeah.
don't really do much else. Having said that, though, similar case with Halo. When Halo 5 came out,
Yeah.
they were like, well, everyone is on this whole fucking bandwagon about 60 frames per second. And we have to put Halo 5 in 60 frames per second. Otherwise, people will, fucking Polygon will jump up and down about why we're not delivering 60 frames per second to people.
Kotaku. And
Yeah, like, who gives a fuck? But they're going to complain. So we'll do 60 frames a second, but that means we cannot do couch co-op through campaign. And people were fucking pissed. People were like, what the fuck?
That is a staple
That
of
is
Halo.
a staple of Halo. People were like,
So what happened? They end up putting it back in, or
no, they can't because they committed themselves to 60 frames a second. Like, they baked it into like the way the game runs. They couldn't do it. And they were just like,
Whoops.
sorry, like and again, I'm sure
it wasn't even to the
people
point
that
they
play-
couldn't.
Gamers get exactly what they want and hate it.
Well, that's the thing. They would have thought, justifiably,
Angry gamer yells at Sky.
people that play online rank probably the highest amount of people because Halo's huge online. And then they go, people that play the story through, because everyone plays the story through once. And then the small minority that
Play
couch co-op, and then people that play couch co-op. And then when they took that out, people were like, are you fucking serious? And they were like, oh,
like,
shit.
Sorry, there was 5 of you playing. I didn't think it was a big deal.
We
Whole
couldn't-
community burns down Microsoft.
Well, that's the thing. And they're like, oh, we've heard feedback, and for the next game, we're going to have to definitely make
Bring
sure
it back
that's
in.
a part of the game.
But it's
But
gonna
like
be, but it's
that-
gonna be Xbox Pro. What's the
X
up-
Pro?
Yeah. What's
Xbox
One
One
X.
Pro.
Xbox One
One
X.
X, One X.
But it's going to be an Xbox One X exclusive for couch co-op because we need it to get all the frames we need.
Yeah. I don't know. Also,
Something's got to give.
That's
But
what it's going to be, you know.
Something's gotta give.
but that's also hard because you're asking them. They're like, "There's only so much we can fucking do with this with a console.
Maybe
Give
you should-
us a break.
maybe you should have put a
you
better
guys
graphics card in it."
Everyone was always saying like, "Oh, you've got to have. It's got to, it's got to be
Honestly,
6 frames per second, and it's got to be fucking 4K, and it's got to be all this shit." And they go, "Okay, we'll do it because that's
Sure.
what people
That's
expect
what-
now."
that's what
and they
people
go,
want.
"What do you mean I can't have couch co-op?" They're like, "Oh my god."
Maybe but having said that, they could have just lowered the graphics resolution
No,
for couch co-op.
absolutely
I'm
not.
not
You obviously don't know much about the Xbox
reduce
demographic.
the polygon count.
I think
You
they
obviously-
but the thing is, I think they have a jump in, jump out thing for it because of internet connection. So they didn't want to have to build a whole mode specifically and do I can understand why that had to be called.
Why it got
but-
to where it got to.
Ryan's reeling you in there, mate.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Maybe have some anti-aliasing settings. Oh, sorry, this you can't enable 8 times whatever because you're in co-op mode.
So I had one extra point in terms of Battle Royale. I keep forgetting stuff.
What is with you today?
Battle Royale?
Battle DRM.
Battle Royale with cheese.
So you guys seem to be quite upset that Battle Royale is becoming a thing.
I'm not upset that it's a thing. I'm just worried. Well, not worried. I'm just I can see
I'm
the
worried for
tsunami
children.
in the horizon. I can see the
Somebody please
tsunami.
think of the children.
I can see the tsunami in the horizon, and I've got my popcorn, and I'm just like, shit's gonna get destroyed.
Well, I think
Am I upset? I'm not sure that I'm upset. I guess this might be one of the trends where I'm not sure I get it.
Well, I honestly think that I think PUBG will survive in some form or another. I know it's very much losing to Fortnite at the moment in the amount of installs, just because it's free and people can get on Fortnite very easily. And I think Fortnite will still exist in some form or fashion. I think that the shoe will drop, and at some point they will no longer be profitable, and the only ones that are profitable are the big ones, and then it'll just
And then we'll be chasing the next trend,
And there'll be the
which
new
will
hotness.
probably be
And-
something VR related.
And I just want to
That's dead already. That's not going anywhere.
Jumping way back to when we're talking about Valve as well. I just wanted to bring up this little tidbit because a couple of people actually mentioned it to me. It's like, oh, I bet you're waiting for a TF2 Battle Royale. That'd be awesome.
Hell yeah.
That'd be broken
Yes,
as
that'd be
fuck.
hilarious. I've also always wanted to see more than 2 teams, like 6v6v6v6 or something like that. But that's beside the point. The point is,
maybe that's what Half-Life 3 is. It's a battle royale game.
Oh my god, I want that.
One Freeman versus 100 Combine.
oh my god.
I mean, I don't want that. I just want
But-
to see everyone else's reaction because people are gonna cry. themselves to sleep.
Anyway, the point is, because of a decision that Valve made about a year or two ago, where they're like, we're not going to bother porting Team Fortress to Source 2. That means that it's stuck on Source 1, which has a max active connection limit of 32. So you cannot have more than 32 players in a game.
So have a 30-player Battle Royale.
Battle Royale Mini. It's also class based, so everyone's gonna be like,
There's just going to be a
The
lot
one
of
fucking
demos
class.
Cloak and Dagger
bouncing all over
Spy.
the place.
Cloak and Dagger Spy, I just stand in a corner and my invisibility never runs out.
That's why they have this. That's why they have this. The shrinking circle.
Okay, fine. I find the shrinking circle, go to the middle, stand there with my invisibility cloak.
Get shot in the head by a stray bullet.
Wow, this was a disappointment.
I was gonna lay some. So as of right now, as well, I was just looking on Twitch of the highest of the games currently the most streamed. Number 1, not Fortnite at the moment. Might just because of the time that we're recording this right now. But number 1 by a fucking substantial amount, like tens of thousands of people, is God of War.
Nice.
Isn't that a single player game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So it's release season.
Yeah. Fortnite coming in at second with with God of War is 118,000 people at the moment.
So is that streamers or viewers?
Viewers.
Right. Okay.
Viewers. Oh, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
There's a lot of streams.
Most people
Look,
have got
never-
0 views at the moment.
Look, you never fucking know.
Yeah, I know. Fortnite is coming
Every
in.
single person that owns the game is streaming it.
Look, you joke, but they did bake a stream button directly into the PS4
Into the
controller.
PS4 yeah, I know.
So Fortnite is number 2 with 73,000. And then we kind of go down Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Overwatch, Hearthstone.
Yes, still in there. Still in there.
Dota 2, PlayerUnknown's Battleground. So PUBG is
How low is Team Fortress?
8. It's not on the list.
No, it'd be
No.
like 100.
But realistically, so we're looking at
He's
the top,
still scrolling.
The top 10, top 10
scrolling
games because their IRL channel and their music channel, they conglomerate all the people, which is a bit of a stacked metric. So the top 10 games, there's only 2, that's Fortnite and PUBG, that are in the top 10 for most streamed. So even though there's a lot of there's a lot of these fucking games and a lot of these modes,
you got to remember that the Battle Royale
2 in the top 10.
Yeah, you got to remember that of the Battle Royale games, those 2 are the biggest. Call of Duty's isn't out. Battlefield 5's isn't out. We're talking future.
But there's also lots of, as we talked about last podcast, there's lots of clones. And I actually went and did some research when I was making thumbnails and shit. There's like a lot of people, they have like world championships for the game that is currently getting sued by PUBG.
Hence why they're probably getting sued by PUBG if they've got the money to run a bloody world championship.
So if you want to also have a bit of fun, 9 and 10. Does anyone want to guess what 9 and 10 are?
World of Warcraft?
And
Number
Heroes of the
9.
Storm.
Nice.
Number
I
10.
can see your
He
screen.
just
Yeah,
looked
I
over.
I saw you
You looked over.
But yeah, 9 and 10, Warcraft and Heroes of the Storm. Actually, funnily enough, the most popular thing I think on here is MOBAs.
Oh yeah, and that's
Still-
always going to be the
still.
case.
Still.
Oh,
And
not
that
always, but
thing
that's going to be the case for a
the
long
thing
time.
MOBAs is what kind of got people into
streaming. Yeah.
It is kind of interesting
It's more
how
the sport.
it is kind of interesting how the I don't know what's the right word for it is, the media, like the buzz doesn't really mention like League of Legends much anymore, but it's still
Number
It's still
4.
there.
still up there.
Number
It's still
4.
there. They still
It's
have
better.
their
It's higher than all of the other
Yeah.
ones.
They still have
The
their world
hive.
championships, which gets millions of viewers. Like it is a big thing.
Unfortunately, I think
Invitation's
it's a bit of
over,
a.
isn't it? Okay.
I think it's a bit of a case of, no news is good news in the sense that they
Yeah, I
haven't
guess so.
done anything outrageous or
yeah.
stupid or,
Yeah, so-
crazy. So they're not in the headlines.
And the thing with League of Legends specifically, it kind of has its own community. Like it's kind of separate from
people don't
other streaming.
people don't enter, and people never leave.
like it's just
No one
its
gets
own
it.
thing.
No one comes in. No one gets out.
It's its own entity. Like it's
Walled off.
all the streaming and all the things that it does. It's kind of separate from the. Anyway, the one point that I did want to make, and just kind of to wrap up the whole Battle Royale piece, is that, like you said, it's a trend. There's always trends. Like Battle Royale will stop being the trend. The next thing will come in. A lot of developers will try to jump onto that, and it's just going to be rinse and repeat.
Open world upgrade
just
system.
to fix one word in that, a lot of publishers will jump onto
Publishers and hence so developers.
Yeah. We want this in our game. Why? I don't know. It's big.
It's a thing. The kids love it these days.
What are kids into, huh? Dubbing? Yeah, can we have that in a video game?
Oh goddamn! Okay,
Say something else in that voice. That was incredible.
that was pretty good.
I was channeling what's his face from Spider-Man. The
J. Jonah Jameson.
the news guy.
J. Jonah Jameson.
I want that I want that on my desk by Monday or
But
something.
yeah. Were you gonna say something else?
Is there? Can I see something on? I should go to Steam. I'm gonna search to see if there's a dabbing simulator. On Steam.
God!
There is a fidget spinner simulator.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's disgusting. Makes me hate everyone.
Did we have another topic?
We do have another topic, and we're gonna jump onto it very quickly.
You better jump
because
onto it. You
it is
better,
our favorite thing to talk about.
you better jump
every
onto it real
single
quick before he
goddamn
starts
time.
talking about.
Mods.
We are talking about not mods. The other thing we love talking about:
Team Fortress.
loot boxes. We love our loot boxes,
Which is Team Fortress. So that kind of works.
Well, I mean, what are Hearthstone card packs if not loot boxes?
So the reason we are coming back to loot boxes once again on our podcast is there's been some news recently around loot boxes.
Some political news.
Political? Yeah, political.
Yeah,
Political.
yeah,
It's the
absolutely.
government. So I think we'll just jump straight in and
Yeah,
say
go
it.
for it.
The government of the Netherlands has come out and said that certain types of loot boxes do constitute gambling under their gambling act of
And
such and such.
This is cool because that's exactly what we were discussing when the loot boxes really became a thing, and we were like, "This is straight up gambling."
Yeah. but
2017, the year of the loot box.
Here's the part that they specifically called out. So what they said is certain implementations of loot boxes constitute gambling.
Fuck me.
No, yeah, well, yes, but
they didn't name them.
they didn't name them, but they specifically said it's ones where it is possible to cash out. So where you can then take your in-game items and sell them on some marketplace for real dollars
That
and
makes
get
sense.
real dollars
Yeah.
back. That is where it
So
constitutes
things
gambling.
Overwatch.
No.
Not gambling.
So the ones where this kind of makes sense is like basically anything on the Steam community market,
CS:GO.
CS:GO,
Gambling.
That's
Gambling.
what I was gonna say, because
Gambling.
I remember very early on we were talking about
PUBG. Gambling.
$1,000. Someone selling a gun skin for a couple
few
$1,000, and I was just like,
$100,000.
Chris, so also the ones on PUBG on the marketplace at the moment.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Chris sold they're like there's some glasses that are popular, and Chris got them in a pack, sold them for like $20, $30.
So, some glasses that are popular because the streamer wore them once whilst
much.
getting a headshot.
And then there's another one. There's a white coat, which again I've just found on the ground when you kill people, you know. But that coat to buy for your character is like in the thousands of dollars.
Have you sold it yet?
No. When you kill someone and pick it up, you can only wear it for that map.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm wearing the white coat, everyone, and they're like, someone's like, can
hang
I
on,
start
hang
the
on.
game with that coat? Yes, thousands of dollars, please.
it's ridiculous.
But anyway,
fuck?
so the point is they haven't ruled out that a potential change to any law that they have may then make the rest of them like illegal unless you have a gambling license and that sort of stuff. But what they've basically said is they've said some implementations of loot boxes do have addictive tendencies. Certain implementations definitely breach our gambling act, and you need a gambling license, and there'll be fines and that sort of stuff.
Some versions have addictive tendencies. Wow, you don't say. You don't think it's because they look like you're in a fucking casino and it's like, well, whooshy.
Well, that
thing of whatever.
and they specifically called that out. They said some ways that they could reduce the impact and potentially
make it so flashy.
fall out of being under the law.
Sorry,
It was remove the addictive style. Like, whoa, what'd you get?
Yeah, the build.
Remove
My
the build
favorite
up.
one was the loot box that dropped on the beaches of Normandy. What a fucking honorable way to salute our fucking troops, everyone.
Well, if they brought out that
You unlocked the I've lost my arm and I can't find it and I'm dying horribly emote.
It's funny, yeah. Anyway, the point is, yes, governments have taken note, and certain governments are saying, that.
So that then means
Good.
that you're
Fuck
saying
'em.
they need a gambling license in order for them to publish these games.
And it also means that
and
those
then that
games
means
could
those
probably-
games would have to be 18.
Yes.
This is
and
a place
over.
where you can smoke weed everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? You're responsible people. You need a license for that loot box.
Better wear your helmet while riding.
Honestly,
your bike.
I think that's great.
Good. Fuck them.
No, I'm not saying it in terms of screw the publishers or whatever the case. I think it's just a sustainable or reasonable way of doing this. To go, sure, you want to make your loot boxes like you want people to throw money at your loot boxes. It's a very addictive, very catchy, very
There's
draw
a
you
fucking
in.
way of doing it without.
I mean,
The way that we get everybody else.
So,
Without being
now
predatory. That's the
there
problem.
is something that I should probably point out here, and that is that I think in Australia we actually have a lot more gambling than other countries. Like I'm pretty sure most other countries
New
don't
South
have.
Wales specifically.
I'm pretty sure most other countries
Getting the
don't
pokies.
have pokies
Getting the fucking pokies.
in most
Ring
of
a
their-
ding ding.
in most of their
in
hotels.
most restaurants and hotels.
Yeah.
So there's definitely like gambling is definitely a big thing in Australia, but I wouldn't say it's like that much more than other places. Like it's big everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
but in
big-
America,
it's
you have
big,
to
but
go
it's
to
e-
casinos. You can't go to like a restaurant or a RSL.
Yeah,
and gamble.
that's probably
it's
fair.
big, but it's
more
it's more compartmentalized.
more
I think is
controlled,
what I was
more,
looking
more,
at.
more
Casino.
regulated.
Yeah.
And that's fair. So like I think this is a good thing in the sense that I actually see games that will do. Like I imagine there will be publishers that do that if Netherlands brings in the laws, if the States then bring in the laws, if Australia bring in the laws, they like loot boxes is such a good income
They'll
stream.
be like, fun,
You
we
know
got a
how-
fucking
Like,
gambling license, sure.
We'll get the gambling license.
You know-
sure, it's 18 plus.
Actually-
Kids are still gonna buy it,
You know how
but it's still a.
you know how
like,
some
do the
games, sorry,
things.
you know how some games have like a tie-in app or something, like you have to go on the website and like you can get a secret code which will get your stuff, or you know you can play a mini game, or you can bring up the map and that sort of stuff. What if there was a game? You already know where I'm going. with this. What if there was a game?
Okay, so you have
that
like
tied in to a pokey machine.
Yeah.
So that you could be like, enter your Blizzard account details. Okay, you're in. Earn yourself points by playing this pokey.
Time to play Warcraft slots. 3 Ragnaroses.
Do you want to? Do you want to gamble using your in-game gold? Yep. Okay, transfer it out of your in-game bank.
How many Hearthstone cards do you want to wager?
Sounds horrible. More and more horrible
It
each
does.
time you
We're
say
going.
it.
Yeah, we're going for the dystopic view.
The one culture I actually had to think about that I found more prevalent gambling than Australia was Japan.
Yeah.
With the
Oh my, pachinko.
did you
Fuck.
did you actually go to Apache Parlor?
We
We walked into one.
and
It
was
was
like
loud as all
and
hell.
I was like, I'll fucking throw some yen down. Fuck it, let's go. And then we walked in and was like, I'm fucking
We
leaving.
walked
My
in,
ears
walked
hurt.
around,
People
walked
wear
out.
earmuffs and
Oh,
earplugs.
you
and
have
stuff.
to. You
It's
have
like
to.
it's just the noise is so it's deafening. You can't actually pick a single noise out or the direction of where
it's
noise
coming
is
from.
coming from. It's just everywhere and loud as fuck. It's so off putting.
Because all the because they have basically a sound race where each
Has to be louder than
Each
the
has
other
to be
to
louder
get-
than the next.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they'll have guns. Some of them have guns and stuff, and like
Yeah,
these.
they
all
tend to be
these
little
gimmicks
funny
and
little
shit.
mini
Hit the
games.
lever.
They're just like all these
Lever.
cool mini games and stuff like that. And then these places are massive. They're like 10 stories high. There's a bunch of them on the train to the airport. As we were leaving, we went past one, and I could hear it clearly on
From
the
the train as we were
As
past
we
it.
went past.
Did it have open windows, or was it coming like through the doors?
I don't know.
Through train doors.
There was just
Yeah.
noise.
No windows, no open windows on the train, no open windows.
How
on
far you reckon? Like 20 meters?
Yeah, no, I'd say a little bit further.
30,
like,
40 meters?
Brick wall?
It looked like
jeez.
It was glass.
Oh
no,
my
no, we
God.
can see
Jeez.
there was like glass. Now here's another thing as well.
Yeah, put your hand up to the grass
those
and it's like,
buildings- no, those buildings are like nearly all glass.
So you can all
So
see
you
it.
can see in nearly every angle. And when we were going past the train, all of those sides that faced the train were all glass.
Of course.
So you like going past the train, we could just see in the building. It's fucked. It's so like.
So what did you do with those coins instead? You went to the arcade and played some
Probably
DDR or
food.
something.
No, dude, I was
Probably
depressed. I
food.
fucking broke my wrist. Remember, I couldn't play any video games. I was like
Whoops.
miserable. I was
The arcade was-
fucking miserable.
Um,
We
You-
went in the
you-
arcade
you-
and I'm just standing there being sad. We're like, we're having the greatest time, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Same day we went to like.
Awful.
Anyway, back to the whole loot boxes piece. I'm kind of keen to see how this gets implemented. I want to see how the laws aspect of things kind of pans out.
Well, I
And
mean,
then
let's
want to see
not
how-
get ahead of ourselves. It's one country
Yeah.
in one region.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So
Like it may
it's
not,
not-
it may
it's
not
not-
be a thing.
Having said that,
But
it
I
is-
think they're
it is
setting a
precedent.
precedent. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like,
We're on the
I'm-
We're finishing each other's toast.
sorry, what were you gonna say, Ross?
Well, I was going to point out that there have been people from other regions already talking about it. Like,
So
did,
I
did we
think-
have any Australian reaction to it? Yeah.
No,
There was-
They'd be like,
there was-
Jim Sterling.
It'll take 20
fucking
years.
podcast bingo.
It'll take 20 years for Australia to get onto it.
We have to make podcast bingo.
We are. I'm gonna fucking make cards.
No,
I'm gonna make cards.
I feel.
Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney.
Stop.
Stamp that one.
Desist. Time out.
what were you saying, Roz?
I'm sure wasn't there an Australian politician talking about loot boxes at some point?
Yeah,
That was bound to be.
There was someone that mentioned it. I don't know if it went anywhere.
Yeah.
There's someone in
But,
Melbourne.
so I think once one country starts like implementing actual laws, I think others will be like, this does make sense, and there'll be back and forth. There'll be the continuous conversation. We'll have a similar thing in another 20 years where there's some massive controversy.
Now that sort of like the wider community is sort of like catching up to it, it might almost already be too late. I mean, like because there've been a couple of really high-profile games that have actually removed loot boxes from their design this year.
Yeah, and
so,
I
think
it
we'd be
could
remiss to not
or
mention.
re-implemented as in Battlefield.
Well, we'd
Battlefront
be
2's.
remiss to mention that EA have come out and said, "No, we stuffed up Battlefront," and quote unquote,
Sorry.
we're not going to do it again.
Okay, so that's corporate speak for we're not going to do this particular style of revenue
We'll
raising
just do a
again.
different type of loot boxes.
Yeah.
Having
So-
said that, I've been on record on this channel many times and been saying I'm totally fucking fine with loot boxes depending on the implementation.
Yeah.
The way Overwatch does them, I have zero fucking issue. I'm just like, cool, whatever. I look at people unlocking it and I'm never like, oh my god, I want a fucking skin. I'm like, cool, people like skins.
Yeah.
Great. Otherwise, just don't give a fuck.
Talking
Yeah, but
of-
again, that's your personal.
and we have discussed this. We were like, we think League of Legends does it okay. We think Overwatch does it okay. We think such and such. But then we've seen Assassin's Creed do a shit job of it. We've seen
And
Battle.
in single player campaigns, and you're like, come on.
Yeah.
And
to-
Destiny 2, I think, did
can't-
something bad. As
I
well.
can't-
it was okay.
They gated some Destiny 1 stuff behind loot boxes.
No, that was alright. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I just kind of
didn't
miss.
find it too
I
bad.
just kind of miss the days like with all like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, where if you wanted a certain skin, you had to do the achievement that unlocked it.
Yeah.
So
That's what I miss. That's what I miss, right?
Yeah.
It's like the content is part of the game.
Yeah.
And you earn it through gameplay.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can't think of anyone that really still does that, like any new recent games that
No.
have that. But to the point of loot boxes, I've said this before, it's like if you have multiple ways of unlocking whatever's in the loot box, if you want to buy it, sweet. If you want to grind and get loot boxes through gameplay, sweet. And if you want to actually just buy the loot boxes, so I'm saying if you want to buy a skin, for example, you can buy the skin. If you want to buy a loot box and go through a lot of it. If you have those options, from my perspective, I'm like,
I might be the wrong person to have this discussion because it's sort of like if I see a skin that I want and it's available either through loot boxes or through direct purchase, I'm just going to buy it.
yeah.
Well,
No, but that's
fine.
my
But
point.
the thing is, you're
'Cause,
giving choice to someone.
That is my
to
point.
get
As
loot
long as
boxes
you
they
have
want.
that choice to go, I am straight up going to buy it. Perfect.
Even
That is
like
where,
I was to say like even Team Fortress, right? Has that thing, right, where you like, well, I want that. Even like the thing is, Team Fortress has weapons, right? Everyone seems to forget that people have weapons in loot crates.
Yeah,
Well, I used
I've
to,
kind
at
of. I mean, I've kind of forgot.
No, sorry,
But
not-
it's
not-
like I don't. Look,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
do,
know.
yeah, weapons.
I mean, I guess. But you can also just go onto the store and buy them for 50 cents.
Yes,
Yeah.
or you can buy them on the market for 1 cent. Right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly
the point.
it.
But the thing
they
is,
give you options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's my point there.
But-
Like you have options.
Yes.
End of story. If you want something and your only option is loot boxes, that's where I have an issue.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
that. Where
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to gamble to get what you want.
Yeah.
That's where I'm just like,
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
but yeah.
Fuck, I wish Team Fortress
okay.
would fix their backpack.
I think we are kind of in a sweet position to wrap up.
Cool.
Sure.
Recommendations for peoples that are listening and watching.
If Valve's listening, can you please fix Team Fortress's backpack?
What's wrong with it?
It's okay. It
I
was
haven't played it for a while.
It was great when there was 200 items in the game. There is now over I think it's over several thousand actually.
Okay.
It's just unwieldy.
just
It's
like
unmanageable. You can't like do multi-select and move them around.
50
Like,
pages,
I mean, it's sort of. I
50 pages of
Plus.
just stuff.
I sympathize with you, but like, in order for them to fix it, somebody has to actually be working on.
and yeah, that brings us. That's the third time we've talked about how Valve doesn't work on this shit anymore.
Ding, 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 ding. That's 5 in a row.
Maybe we should do it
Mention
if we actually get bingo on a line that we have to stop the podcast immediately. It's like, why did they release a 10-minute podcast? Like, well, you know, it's the fucking rules.
No, sorry, you've heard it before. We got 10 minutes in, we realized we're telling you the same shit again. We stopped.
I don't know. Did I tell 2 weeks ago? Did I say that I bought Vanquish on?
You mentioned it
PC?
to us. I don't think you mentioned it in the past.
Yeah, I fucking realized that one of my favorite Xbox 360 games ever, and so fucking underrated Vanquish came out, had an HD 60 frames per second, glorious re-release.
No
on
couch
Steam.
co-op though, right?
No couch co-op.
It was
You gotta play that shit on your own time. But the game is so good. You don't want to play co-op. You want it all for yourself. You want this experience
Just for yourself.
This wonderful, fucking awesome action with janky translated Japanese into English. You want all of this to yourself. You don't want to share this with anyone. Yeah, I bought it on Steam and I'm yet to play it. But
nice.
get that. If you haven't played Vanquish, I think also my brother told me recently that it's they're looking at backporting it soon to 360. So
yeah.
to one. Sorry,
To one.
I'm not sure. I have to check on that. But
That'd be cool.
they're actually expanding the Xbox One. They're expanding the backwards compatibility. It's like fucking huge. Like Republic Commando is coming back out. And
Yeah.
like a whole bunch of like.
They have been releasing a lot of shit. Like they've just been constantly going, here's this old game that you might
So I know
like.
we always talk about you should play like old games. Hey, that's another one.
We
of the
are-
fucking
That's
bingos.
me.
That's another.
That's a Ryan bingo
that's
card.
another
It's like
fucking
Team
bingo.
Fortress, old games,
Age
emulation.
of Mythology.
Yeah,
There seems to be
Yeah,
a
I
push
haven't
of it
played
at the
Age of
moment.
Mythology in a little while.
In like 2 weeks. he's
No,
getting,
it's been at least-
Mythology withdrawals.
I think it was before Christmas at least. It's a while.
You'll be okay, man.
But yeah,
You'll survive.
I missed that game.
Play
Okay.
Vanquish if you haven't. Anyway,
And similar vein, Lords of the Fallen. I actually really like that game. If anyone's never played it before, give it a try. It's hard as balls. You'll probably
What
wanna
platforms
stab
can we
yourself.
find it on?
all of them.
It's
It's
yeah,
on all of
I'm
them.
pretty sure it's on all
literally
platforms.
Xbox One, PS4,
PC.
360. I think it was one of those bridging titles as well. Might even be on
Might have
360 and
been. I can't
PS3
remember.
and PC.
Yeah,
Go
so
nuts.
go for it. Find it.
Okay, well,
play
in,
it.
seeing as we're doing old games as the theme, I got a good deal on a copy of Axiom Verge for Switch, the physical version.
Ooh.
So I bought it because I thought it'd make a decent portable game, and it does. So,
And I was right. It does. Fantastic.
Everything's coming up, Carl.
so that's good. So if anyone hasn't actually played that game yet on any platform, because I think it's available everywhere now, you should.
Can I just
My
make
ankles are
another
wet, but
Simpsons?
my knees are bone dry.
If I could just make another Simpsons reference with this whole like DRM Far Cry 5 thing, you know the one where like they're in the pool and Martin's like, "Good luck, I've got 17 layers of things." On.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that with like make a meme where it's like Ubisoft. Try your best. I've got 17 layers of DRM. Oh, I should go off and make that.
Yeah. Yes.
You've
please
told the
do.
internet it's
I've
gone.
told the internet.
Someone's
it'll
already
happen.
done it.
All right.
It's happened now.
All right,
All right. I
we're done.
think
We're done
we're
here.
good.
Hey, have you made your recommendation yet?
Other than I made a recommendation to Valve. Don't really have one. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
That's
All right,
okay.
I'll play
No need.
like if
no need for a
yeah, I
recommendation.
mean like
Don't force it.
no, I was going to say check out some cool ROM hacks. Like there are actually some really cool ones. I mean we've been playing whatever it's called, randomizer link.
Pokemon.
Link to the past randomizer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
I've mentioned that on the podcast before. It's pretty fun. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if these guys could shut up for a second. No, I'm saying like some of the ROM hacks are actually pretty cool. So check 'em out.
Awesome.
And on
Sounds
that
great.
note, for those of you still listening, thank you very much for tuning in. As per usual, please check out some of our other stuff on our channel, our gameplays, our other podcasts, all the random crap that we do. If you're listening on iTunes, on SoundCloud, give us a review. Just throw some love at us. Tell us what you think. And jump into Discord. Jump into the community. Give us recommendations. Give us your thoughts. And that is it.
Remember, makes your dick bigger.
Makes you a
Adam.
better gamer.
Thanks,
Makes your dick
Adam.
bigger. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.